The heliacal rising of Sirius on July 23rd. The Brotherhood of the Keepers of the Flame dedicated this day to Sirius. I wanted to understand why the 23rd of every month is dedicated to Sirius. The scientists have known for a long time about an African tribe near Mali called the Dogons. This tribe holds information that is simply impossible for them to have by any standards in our view of the world today. Their information destroys everything we think we know about ourselves in regard to being alone in the universe. The Dogons have a cave on their land that stretches way back into a mountain, and in this cave are wall drawings over 700 years old. It is referred to the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, now called Sirius A. If you look at Orion Belt, those three stars in a row, and follow the line downward to your left, you see a very bright star, which is Sirius A. The information in the Dogon cave specifically showed another star rotating around Sirius, which is Sirius B. In Africa, where the Dogons live, the star Sirius disappears below the horizon and is out of sight for a couple of months. Then it appears again on the morning of July 23rd, brightest ruby red just above the horizon, almost exactly due east. 60 seconds later, the sun merges, so you can see Sirius just a moment, then it is gone. It is called the heliacal rising of Sirius, which was a very important moment for most of the ancient world, not just for the Dogons and Egypt. In Egypt, almost all the temples were aligned with this line, including the Sphinx. Many of the temples had a tiny hole in a wall somewhere. Then there would be another tiny hole through another wall, then through another wall, and then another, going into some dim inner chamber. In that chamber, there would be something like a cube or golden mean rectangle of granite sitting in the middle of the room with a little mark on it. So again, they worship the cube because they copied. They're copycat. They copy everything about God created. The cube is when you fold the cross up is a cube, first of all. Second of all is the new heaven and earth. The new earth, the new after the Armageddon, it'll be a cube shape. So that's why they have their own cube. At the moment of the heliacal rising of Sirius, a ruby red light would strike the altar for a few seconds, which would begin the new year and the first day of the ancient Syrian or Celtic calendar. So, clearly states here all the temples, not all the temples, but many of the temples. Back then, I don't know now, had a tiny hole in the walls to align with this alignment. So again, this is because I think the leaders they live in Sirius system. That's why they worship this whole star system. And right here, it says that the writer states that this Spiraling motion of the two Sirian stars resembles the geometrics of the DNA molecule. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it could be a BS, but it's something to pounding on and research on. Okay, so that is trying to stay show that is the every month the 23rd is dedicated to Sirius. And okay, so this is pretty interesting and at the same time I think critical to analyze the following tales. When I would babysit my granddaughter, I usually told her two tales before going to bed. The tale about the turnip and the tale about the fox and the hare. I once wondered why she always listened to them with great interest. I wondered if they have a special meaning, which I may not notice because a child still connected to cosmos realizes something more, as the tales were composed by the sages in Russia. Our Earth has come to a certain point. It is similar to when a turnip is ripe, and it must be pulled out like the turnip. And this requires spiritual force efforts of the grandfather, grandmother, and granddaughter, a dog, and a cat. And even the efforts of a mouse are crucial. Perhaps the ritual that each of us performs on the 23rd of every month may also play a crucial role in the histories of the Earth. And what is the meaning of this tale about the fox and the hare? It is mentioned in different sources that a virus that plagued humans once penetrated the earth, or that the evolutions unfriendly toward the earthlings unlawfully embodied on earth. They can serve as an archetype for the fox chasing the hare out of his house. The bear did not help. The bear is the embodiment of brutal force, and evil wolf, the meat eater, did not help. The cock came with a scythe. A scythe reminds us of the death. The cock is a sage remembering the death. He told the fox to get out 3 times. At first, the fox did not hurry. She checked to see if the cock will tire of waiting and he will go away. But the cock was insistent, and after the 3rd time, the fox ran away, and the hare began to live with the cock, which crows 3 times in his life, recalling that he still guards the hare. And as a recall, the cock put the scythe in a corner of the hut. There is such a thing. The cock crows in the morning because he thinks that if he does not crow, the sun will not rise. So the two tales clearly show that the end times. The first one is about the time is due, and we are in the end times to finish it up, right? Cast all those idiots to hell, to the lake of fire. And then the second tale is about they've been creating different viruses, right? And this is like just the one that probably is in the end times they released that deadly virus and plague the human society. And So I don't understand why it says like the evolution's unfriendly toward the earthlings and lawfully embodied on earth. So I think it's the whole process, the whole history, the human history. Um, and again, a scythe, is and the death. Those elements are related to the end times.